Pablo Picasso said it best when he said that every child is an artist, and the trouble is how to remain an artist once we grow up. So that's what I'm trying to help them do, is to kind of channel that energy from when they were a little kid and they had no inhibitions. They weren't afraid of what people were going to think of their art, and hopefully get rid of that self-doubt and turn it into self-confidence. I had a professor once who said, kids won't care what you know until they know that you care. And I think that that means a lot, because you kind of want to give every kid a tabula rasa, like a clean slate. Doesn't matter what happened before they walked in. Once they walk in, they get my attention. They get the same from me as every other student would get. My mother was a speech pathologist. I think her secret is the best one I ever heard. She made it so much fun that the kids didn't realize that they were learning until they did. I think that's what I would like to instill. So thanks, Mom.
I teach because it's a true passion. It's something that's found within my heart. I wouldn't want to have any other job in the world. I wouldn't even consider it a job. I'm always happy to be here, and I learn something new every day. I always loved going to school. I enjoyed it, and I think that's because of the teachers that I've had. And I can honestly say that some people may laugh when I say this, but I can remember every single teacher I've ever had. But my younger sister didn't have the same experience as me. She was miserable in the morning, didn't want to go, and I can never imagine feeling that way about school. So when I became a teacher, I really always kept my younger sister in mind, and I always said to myself that I would really never want a child to feel that way about school. I always want them to have a positive learning experience and be able to be happy going to school every day. My favorite teaching moment is definitely the fact that I'm an elementary school teacher. I am their teacher for every subject. So when they make connections across subjects, that's me, when their face lights up and they're like, we learned that in science, or we learned that in social studies, that really makes me feel so great inside.
I teach because I want to make a difference in the students' lives that are in my class. I take pride in the fact that I have a hand in the development of each child. I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. So funny enough, both of my sisters went on to be educators as well. So it just goes to show that education was very important in my house. I grew up in Hazlet, and I went through the Hazlet school system. So I had the greatest teachers and experiences that anyone could ever imagine. A fellow award recipient, Mr. Payton, was my teacher. I had him his first year of teaching. He was my favorite teacher. It's funny how things come full circle, because my daughter's in his class this year, and I know she's having the best experience because of him and teachers like him. And I can only hope that my students one day view me in the same way that I view the teachers that I had growing up. Early in my career, I learned the secret to being a good teacher, and that's to make learning fun. And I was lucky enough to get hired at Raritan Valley and work with one of my favorite teachers that I had growing up. And she is one of the greatest people that I've ever known. Her name is Valerie DiNardo, and she taught me the best way to get through to kids is to make them enjoy what they are doing. They feed off our energy, so if I'm not having a good day, I need to put a smile on my face and be brave for them. I'd like to recognize Val for showing me the importance of enjoying each and every moment of teaching.
I always wanted to make a difference in people's lives, so I chose social work because I felt like I could make the most positive impact on students in the school setting. The best moments for me are when you have students who are struggling and you work with them, and you might work with them individually or in a social skills group, and then you see them thriving and utilizing the skills that you've been working on. Those are the best moments. A few things I try to keep in mind. One is be flexible, because you never know what your schedule is going to be like. And also control the controllables, so focus on the things that are within your control. Circle of Friends is a group that I do. Some of the students in the group might be struggling with making friends, so we talk about different friendship making skills and different social skills. So we work on a skill and then we play games, and they have a lot of fun. It's so nice to see when they generalize the skills that we're learning in the group, and then hopefully are able to make friends at recess and outside of school too, so that's the goal.
I've always felt like an educator. Growing up, I always wanted to be a teacher. In fact, when I went to college, I thought, well, maybe I should look and see what else is out there, and I immediately came right back to education. Being in the classroom is not about sharing knowledge, it's about helping students create their own knowledge and helping them explore topics. My favorite questions to ask are, why do you think that way? And could you go a little deeper? And who said something in the room that really made you think, so that we can build a community and work together. My favorite moments as an educator are when the light bulb goes off for the students, when they leave and I know they're continuing to talk about what we were discussing in class. It shouldn't be a secret that being a good teacher is about self-reflection and figuring out what your students need and always being willing to change what you are doing to fit their needs. The structure that we give them, the expectations we have for them, need to connect to who they are as a student. So we have to be willing to change what we do in the classroom all the time so that we can meet their needs, meet them where they are, and help them grow as learners.
I am a teacher because I have a love and passion for education and the student athlete. I want to share my love and passion for sports. As each child walks through that door, each child has a hidden strength, and I kind of make it my mission to find what their hidden strength is and to plant a seed with them so that as they grow older, they have other interests as well. I'm going to always encourage them and be part of the solution, not part of the problem, and show them that if things aren't going as planned, just keep your nose to the grind, and together we will get through the problem. To me, education is really and truly a team, and the coaches, the head coaches, are the administration. The teachers are the assistant coaches, and the students are the most important part. And together as a team, it's our job to make them productive members of the community, of society, and lifelong learners, and them understanding that it's important to achieve wellness in order to have happiness going forward.
I had such a good kindergarten experience myself that was really my dream, to be a kindergarten teacher. Her name was Miss Bonner, and she was just like a magical person. She just made kindergarten and that first experience so exciting, and she was so nurturing. Just the support that she had and the excitement that she had and the enthusiasm that would come out every day, which was great. I just loved that environment, and I think that's what really drove me toward teaching in the early childhood. Every day in the eyes of a 5-year-old is one special activity or special snack away from the best day ever. So every day I get affirmation that the kids love to be in school and they're having exciting moments. Also in kindergarten, we see so much growth from September to June. They come in and they really haven't had a lot of exposure to school. Just getting them on a line into the classroom, getting them off the bus, and they grow academically, socially, they grow in confidence. It's just so good to see. As a teacher, you just need to understand and accept that everybody's different. We all learn and grow at different paces, and each child deserves that attention to develop what their special strengths are and what their talents are.
I love the feeling in the classroom. I love the feedback from the kids. I don't really look at it as work, coming to school every day. I might be able to name on one hand the books that I can remember from school, but I do remember the teachers and what they did. The person that learns the most in my class is me. Each year, kids teach me stuff about life. Some of these children come to school with challenges that I still haven't had in my life, and they deal with them without complaining. So I learn about bravery, I learn about courage. Have a sense of humor, definitely. Don't take yourself too seriously. There are some teachers that take themselves way too seriously. Like I said, my vocabulary quiz, my essay isn't gonna stick with that kid for the rest of his life. But maybe how I treated him made that kid feel in the classroom, that might.